is Jeffrey. Welcome back for episode 51 of the Satisfactory series here on YouTube. In this video, we're back in the swamp for another round of building with aluminum. 60 cooling systems per minute should be plenty here. With just a bit of water, rubber, heat sinks, and nitrogen gas, this build actually is much easier than you think. Thank you for all the support and help with the series so far. Let's get to playing games. Alright, let the building continue. It is back to some final end game projects. Today it's all about cooling systems. We're going to do 60 per minute actually. Honestly, going to be pretty straightforward, mainly because we've kind of pre-set up quite a few things. We've got the aluminum ingots that we're going to need. We've got the rubber that we're going to need. And you're going to notice going forward in a lot of the projects, I've kind of already pre-prepared a lot of the, well, like a lot of these episodes are just preparations for future builds. So if you get to one and you're like, oh no, I don't have that ready, you can just go back a few episodes. You'll probably find where I've got the setup going along. So today we're bringing in 600 of those aluminum ingots that we made a few episodes ago. And we'll be taking the 120 rubber from over there as well. And using those with some nitrogen gas and some copper and a little bit of water, making some cooling systems. So I can show you my quick little Microsoft Paint drawing. I know you guys always want to see these. Did my best on this one to hopefully make it easy to follow along with. And I even put a little alt at the top. If 3 pipes doesn't work, the 3 pipes of like the 3 500 pipes, that if that original drawing doesn't work, then we can switch to 4 pipes and we'll just hook up a pipe to each end of the refineries here. So without further ado, let's head on over to, I guess I should probably tell you where we're going to build this today. We're going to build this in the swamp, going back on over to our swamp aluminum factory on over here. And we actually need, like I said, we need 1500 nitrogen gas per minute. And that's going to come from, I believe, a very pure node right here. So we are going to have to run some pipes through here and over to here, but I think I actually have some infrastructure already over here for some miners. So I'll probably just end up running the pipes over there, maybe run them underneath the platform, and then we'll just send them over to where we need it. So let's go ahead and go over all the machines we're gonna need real quick. There we go. Sorry, I had to count everything out. We are going to need 36 assemblers, 16 refineries, 10 blenders, 20 smelters, 6 water extractors, a resource well pressurizer. I don't know if it's exactly 6 extractors, but figure it out when we get over there. And then 1 miner mark II to be put on a pure copper node over there. So go ahead and grab everything you're going to need for building that. You should be able to fit all of it in one inventory because it's not too big of a build list today. Make sure you also bring lots and lots of sheets for lots and lots of pipes. And then we're going to head on over to the swamp and get this thing started. All right, I figure we could stop here at the nitrogen gas deposit on our way over. It's right in between basically the base and the swamp. So, whoops, that's N, not M. Here I am on the map, exactly where you're looking for, just to the right of this little pool here. And everything I believe on this section is pure, so you don't even need to tap all of them. But we are going to go ahead and put down our resource well pressurizer. We're going to need to connect that to some power real quick, but we can just go ahead and grab that from over here. There we go. We got our all hooked up to power, nice and easy. We just hooked it up to the supercomputer factory over there. So now we're going to go ahead and grab our resource well extractors and we'll figure out how much this is going to extract. All right, so yeah, you actually have to overclock the resource well pressurizer to 1500. So just 125%. You need 1 power shard for that. And that'll make every output 300. So we're going to need, if we need 1500, we need 5 of these. So I was actually one off, but that's okay. Oh, I was wrong. Okay, so if you want to overclock this to 1500, you'll have to tap all of them. So instead of, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to overclock it all the way. And it's going to, now everyone should be making 300. And then I should only need 5. So 5 I can combine into 3. So we'll do, these 2 will feed a pipe, these 2 will feed a pipe, and then we'll split this one between the 2. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. It's a little It's a little finicky sometimes. I'm not super used to how to use these well pressurizers to the best of their ability. But I went with overclocking it to 2500 per minute, and that way each resource well extractor that I'm going to tap can do 250, and that way I only have to do 2 of these per pipe, and that means I do have to do the 6. So we'll go 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, and then we'll just connect 2 of these together each, and that'll be our 1 line, or that'll be our 3 lines of 500 running over. And now that I got that figured out, we can actually head on over to the swamp aluminum factory. We'll come back here a little bit later and run the pipes over. I mean, you could do them now if you want to set it all up, but I'm just going to head on over here and just so we can kind of move on with the episode for now. All right, welcome back to the swamp aluminum factory. So the only thing I really did in preparation for today's episode is I got ourselves set up with another line of 600 aluminum ingot. It is one whole line here of 480, and then I took 2 more here to make it a total of 600. So those are currently just still going into a sink, but I do have a line running underneath where they're going to come out over somewhere about here. But first thing we're going to do, as you can see, the copper is right down below here. She is ready to go. I have a Mark III miner on here, but you can definitely use a Mark II because you only need less than 600. It's 560 copper per minute. So we're going to overclock this one just a little bit. Just like that. If you want to use a Mark II miner, you'll probably need 3 power shards. But I'm just using a Mark III. So I'm going to bring that up from down below, and that is going to feed right in. We're going to start right here. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with 8 smelters to do 200 copper per minute. You could technically just do 7. I'm just doing 8 because it'll be nice and even. So we're going to grab our smelter. I don't typically do this very often, so I don't actually have a blueprint for this one. So I'm just going to do this one manually really quick. So we're just going to go split them right down the middle. We'll go 1 2 3 4, and then I'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Just like this. 1 2 3 and 4, if it'll go in there. There we go. So I'll just run a splitter down the middle there, and then some mergers on the outside, and that'll make 1 line of 200 here right in the middle. So a merger can go right there. And then, yeah, I won't worry about putting them here, but then everyone's going to get a merger along here, and then splitters in the middle. I'm just using my maximum Mark V belts, but if you care about belt balancing, you can just do Mark I belts feed into the machines, and then this could be a Mark III belt, I believe. So I need 200 divided by 8. 25 each instead of the 30 that they make. So let's set that to 25. Copy the settings. Paste it on everybody. And that'll tell you how much copper you need. 25 times 8. 200. So yeah, Mark III conveyor belt. There we go. Technically that could be a blueprint if you tightened everything up a little bit, but it wasn't too hard to put down manually. So that'll be a total of 200 copper ingots coming out of here. That's going to feed with the 600 aluminum ingots from over there to make the all-clad aluminum sheet. That's going to need 20 assemblers. So I'm going to try and set those up. Oh, probably going, let's say we face them this way. And we can go ahead and grab our blueprint. We can grab our assemblers. We're going to turn them... Actually, no, maybe I will just feed them. No, because I'll have to turn the belt. So we'll go... I think I'm going to do it a little further out. So we'll go 1 here. You know, we'll do 2 lines of 10 just to make this a little bit easier. Yeah, 2 lines of 10. That way I didn't have to extend my platform anymore. And so I just did 3 of my blueprints and then an extra assembler on the end. So we'll just have to connect everybody up. And we're going to set these, I believe these can actually stay at 100% efficiency. No downclocking or overclocking required on these ones. We're we're just going to look for the all cloud aluminum sheet. There you are right there. Copy the settings from there. Make sure you paste it onto every assembler. If you missed one, you can always go back and do it later, but it's totally fine. We'll have those all set up and ready to go. Now I'll just have to do the input. So essentially what I'll just do is I'll do a splitter here from this merger. Actually, I suppose I could just do... Well, yeah, since I've already done this, I'll do a splitter where it splits into 2 lines. Or you could just run each of these lines from the mergers right over to these splitters and save yourself a splitter and a merger. But yeah, I think this should work out nicely. And then we'll bring the aluminum ingots up from down below. I'll throw those into a splitter as well. And then we'll just feed those into the other feeder row. And these these assemblers, sorry, are actually going to feed into another line of assemblers, which is going to be 16 assemblers. But those are going to get mixed with the refineries that's going to be making some steamed copper sheets. Which reminds me, we actually need to do more copper smelters. I kind of got ahead of myself there. We got the aluminum sheet assemblers done. But I actually need to do... I'm going to run out of room on my to-do list here. Uh-oh. There. I think that'll buy me the room that I need. And then we'll go 10 blender cool system. Because we got the cool systems. There we go. So yeah, back to the copper smelters. I actually need another 12 to do the copper ingots that make the steamed copper sheets. That's where actually, it's not on my to-do list because I couldn't make it fit, but we do need to add a little bit of water. That's why I said in the water extractors, you'll need a line of 360 water for these steamed copper sheets. I am definitely going to need to add myself some more space here, but that's okay. We'll do that in a few minutes. Let's finish off our copper smelters here. So what did I say I need? I need 12. So let's do 2 lines of 6. That should be fine, right? Yeah. There we go. Kind of cheated a little bit. I used my aluminum ingot smelter blueprint, but I'm just going to change all of these over to copper ingots. These will make a total of 360. And let me make sure that doesn't mean overclocking or underclocking. So that would be 360 divided by 12. 30. All right, no underclocking, overclocking required here. So we just got to add in the extra little splitters and everything here, and then we'll be good to go. All right, there we go. That is all of our copper. Now that's copper smelters. I can take off that to-do list. That's pretty straightforward and easy. Hopefully this is easy to follow along with if you guys are at the point in the game where I always was, where I'm like, man, things are starting to get real difficult. And it's a lot helpful when people don't just make mega builds of everything, which I'll probably do in the future. But I always found it hard to find actual like help for putting some of these together. It's definitely helping to break it down into much smaller projects from episode to episode. That's definitely made it a lot nicer. Anyway, so we've got our copper smelters all set up, good to go. We'll bring up the copper in just a moment, but we can now set up our copper sheet refineries, which is where these are all going to be going. I'm going to set them up here because we need the water, obviously, and then I can just kind of loop the copper ingots down back along the back here. So I need 2 groups of 8 refineries for this. So I'm going to use my pure ingot refinery blueprint, and then I'm just going to do 3 of them and then just delete one off the end. I think that's probably just the easiest way to do this. So like I said, we are going to need to add more room. I thought I built myself a big enough platform. 100% did not. So let me just throw on some more concrete here as we got more space. I was only able to get the 6 refineries down there. So we're just going to go like this, throw on some more concrete here, and then we can keep going. All right, probably added a bit more than I need, but whatever, what are you going to do? So we're going to go ahead and grab our refineries here, finish putting these in. I realized I was in still in blueprint mode. So I'm just going to do a line of 9 like this, and then I will just delete one off the end. There we go. So now I just got to do that another time Let's do right in front of it here. And then that'll be our copper sheet refineries. And then we can set up the assemblers probably somewhere about right here for the actual wait, what is this? Oh, this is the all-clad aluminum. Wait, what are these ones then? Oh no, sorry. My brain is not okay. The assemblers that are going to be going here, the 16, they're going to be making heat sinks, 120 heat sinks per minute. Man, the drawing is right in front of my face, and I still can't figure it out. So I'm just gonna hook these up really quick, and then I'll put in the other ones behind it, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, pipes and belts are all set for our steamed copper sheets. We're gonna go ahead and select this recipe, and funnily enough, because we did the 2 groups of 8 and deleted the one at the end, there is no underclocking or overclocking required. So you can just go ahead and copy this and paste it on all your friends here. Bet your sweet Bippy, we made that nice and easy for you guys. The numbers in this build are actually, I don't think there's any decimals to be dealing with finally. This is a nice pleasing build. In fact, if you use the right belts, sometimes you can have some perfectly filled belts a lot of the times. There's 60s, there's some 120s. You know, and then there's some that are close, but they'll still look pretty full. But anyway, so that is steamed copper sheet refineries off our to-do list. Now we can go ahead, like I said, set up our heat sink assemblers. So we're going to put them, our copper sheets are coming down this way, and they all come to here. And then they also need to, so they need to, copper sheets need to mix with everything that comes out of here. So let's say, and they're going to be coming out this side. So let's just say they go right about here. So like I said, we need 16. Let's do 2 groups of 8. There we go. 2 groups of 8 refineries that are no, Jesus. 2 groups of 8 assemblers that we are going to set to do the heat sink. Where are you? There you are. So we're going to go ahead, and again, no underclocking or overclocking required on these. You can just go ahead and leave them at 100%. Just like that. And then you're just going to want to connect all your belts and everything together. And that will be technically the heat sink assemblers taken off the to-do list. I know I'm taking things off the to-do list without them actually like being hooked up and running, but that is just kind of the way we go about doing things here. And then we'll hook up all our belts towards the end. Maybe do a pipeline montage of bringing all that nitrogen gas over here. All right, so now that we've got all that laid out, we've got our heat sink assemblers set up and ready to go. We're now going to do, I don't know why I put bring over 120 rubber on the to-do list. I'll show you guys quickly just how we're going to do it. Although actually here was what we'll do first. We'll throw down our blenders first so we can get that all done. Everything's going to be kind of coming from this side, so we'll face them this way. And I need 10 blenders to fit along here. Hopefully they'll fit. So I'm going to start right here, and hopefully I can fit 10 going down along that way. I got to 9. So you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to split this just like I was going to have it be like all one long line and sort of mock the paint drying, but I'm actually just going to take this back down to 2 groups of 5. I think that'll just be a lot easier. So I'm going to set them, grab our blenders here. We'll go a little further out on the back one. And we can start here to give us room to bring pipes and stuff around. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll grab another one here. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those will be our blenders, and we'll set those to do the cooling system. There's an alternate you can do that's cooling device, but you also have to make motors for this one. So I decided to not go with this recipe. Although we do have a build involving motors coming up here, so stay tuned for that one. but this one is water, alumina. Sorry, it's water, nitrogen gas, rubber, and cooling systems. It also just looks like alumina solution. So yeah, sorry, I think that's nitrogen gas, cooling system, and motors. This is nitrogen gas, rubber, heat sinks, and water. That was funny. I really confused myself there. I was like, wait, do I have to make alumina solution? Did I make a big boo-boo? Okay, so now that those are all set, I'll show you guys quickly how we're going to bring the 120 rubber over. So if you remember from this giant project we've been working on over here, the Swamp Aluminum Factory, part of this factory involves a little bit of rubber that's being made over here, as we needed heavy oil residue. So what I've got here is each of these puts out 20 rubber. So we got 100 rubber obviously coming right here. And then I took this one back here to give us another 20. We merged in there to be 120 rubber from this line right here. And then once we're ready to go, you can see I got the little hole there. I'm going to cut this merger off. I'll turn it around so it's facing this way. And that way these ones will flow down and around. I already ran a line. That's going to take them all the way underneath here, past all this other stuff, on over to the rubber. Has to go all the way to the very end into these blenders here. And we'll put them into a splitter. We'll put a line of 60 each on these, because you can see they need 12 times 5, 60. That'll be a nice clean Mark 1 conveyor belt if you want to use them. So let's go ahead and take off the rubber. Again, I probably could not put this on the to-do list. And we can technically take off the blenders. And then we will start putting in, you want to put mergers along the back here. I think I'm going to send them this way. Yeah, I think I'm going to send them off this way. So that they can be put into, I'll just put them into a sink for now, but they're going to get used in some builds going forward. That was the whole reason of making these. So just throw them into a sink for now, and then we'll probably set up like either a drone or something to get them into where they need to go. Or we may just end up building the future build in this area. You never know, because that may also, might need cooling systems and more aluminum. I still have some aluminum to play with. We've got a whole line of 480 still. The rest of that line, so that would be what's 480 minus 120 would be 360, so 480 plus 360. Still got 840 here. The ones that are marked in blue means I'm only taking half of them, so that would be 900. That'd be 930. And this would be 420, so plus 930. So it looks like we still got over 1,000 ingots to play with, which is good, because we still need quite a few going forward. I'm really glad I made so many in this area. And I'm really glad this factory is working at 100% efficiency, so that you can actually utilize it in other builds. Because there's nothing worse than planning a factory, having that factory fail, and then if you need that factory to fuel other factories, well, you're in for a bit of trouble. So I'm glad this has kind of been working out. This factory is huge. I mean, most of these factories are getting, like, the layouts are getting really big. And I've had a lot of people ask me why I build just flat. Personally, I think it's kind of cool. I also think it's a little bit easier to follow along with for anyone who's trying to build these. But yeah, I'll probably see me start building more like different floors and stuff going forward, just because it is starting to lag a little bit by having everything on one floor. So I think I might start splitting it up a little bit. But yeah, let's go over everything we need to finish up here. We need to get all the belts hooked up to everybody, which I'll go over. I'm not really going to do that in a montage. And even the power would be really fast. So, but I suppose I could just kind of throw it in like as little quick parts as we're bringing all the pipes over. But the main thing we can do now is we can start running some water lines from down below. So we're going to need like I said, a line of 360 and a line of 300. So you're going to need 2 sets of 3. So we can always just add them on to here on the very end. I think we got some room here for more water extractors. And then we'll just pipe them up into the section that needs it here. The line of 300 is going to go to your blenders, and then the line of 360 is going to go to your refineries over here. And I'm sure you guys may have noticed as I was floating around here, I did add a pipe along the back here that connects them together. This whole thing only needs 360 water, so I kind of like having just a sort of flow around spot for keeps a lot of the sloshing issues away. And then I'll just hook it up to, I'll probably bring around another line to, actually I'll probably split it here, and then I'll feed these two. So I'll probably bring it up into a splitter here, and then I'll feed the lines here. So actually what I'll do right now is I'll bring this out. We're going to bring it around. There we go. So now I have a full loop of water going around the whole system. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab pipeline junction cross. I'll put it right here in the middle. And then I'll put a floor hole down from there. And that can be my line of 360 water feeding up into there. And that'll feed the whole system all together. And that should have no backflow issues. Okay, now for the water for the blenders, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pipeline junction crosses on the main level here. We'll do it a little ways out, kind of about here on the middle line. And then so we'll just go ahead and fill those in all the way down along here. And then I'll do the same on the back side, but I'll just show you guys the one and then you guys can go from there. And I mean, technically here you can just use the Mark 1 pipes since you're only ever having to move a total of 300. So you can just stick to your Mark 1s here. You save yourself some plastic. Sorry, I shouldn't have actually put the second pipe in. And then this one, what I want to do, this is going to be for the nitric acid. What I'm going to do is, or I guess, yeah, there could have been a pipe down below, but that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to drag it, make sure it's going the right way. I'm going to drag it up all the way that it can, which is about this high right here. And then we're going to start pulling it down the line here. Occasionally stopping to put in a support. There we go. Okay, so now we have the upper pipe just like that. This is going to be for the nitric acid, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to have our pipeline junctions. We're going to snap them in just like this. They don't seem to want to snap, so just kind of get them as close as you can, I guess. Sometimes they snap, sometimes they don't. I feel like maybe I'm just a little bit too far away on this one. And then we're going to grab our Mark 1 pipe and a horizontal to vertical build. Oh, that's where I goofed. Yeah, so these actually could have been closer. So now I'm going to have to delete these pipeline supports and they're just going to have to be floating, unfortunately. Because I need to have this pipe go down below. That's my bad. You should have actually offset them a little bit, but that's okay. No big deal. And then our rubber and our heat sinks are going to get fed in from underneath, just to kind of keep this a little bit cleaner. So you can go ahead and put in a couple of floor holes here. If you want to be able to see them coming in, you can set them a little bit further back, or if you just want them to set snugly in, you can just put them right up against it like that. So that'll be all our inputs for the blender. I'll mark these out just in case. So we got water down below, and then we got the acid up top. And then so now you guys are just going to go ahead and copy and paste this for all the blenders here. And then we can move on to the next step of hooking things up. Okay, so I got all my pipes hooked up, and I just connected them in a loop like I did with a lot of my other ones. But I realized that this top pipe actually needs to be Mark II because I'm a silly man. And this is for the gas. We're bringing over 1,500 per minute in total. Obviously that doesn't fit in one pipe, but the top ones definitely need, the ones going into the machines are fine to leave as Mark 1 because they only need 150 per minute, but the loop itself needs to be a Mark II pipe loop. Just wanted to point that out if you were following along with me and be like, oopsie. So so that is, and then, so yeah, here is this will be the input for the water. And this will be the input on this side for the nitrogen gas. So this will be my one pipe of 500. And then the other 2 pipes of 500 are going to feed in over here to the inputs that I have not mounted on yet, but I will. We're going to put one like right, see where they snap. That's not how that works. You can't go on a corner. Silly game. Can I snap it in somewhere here? No? Okay, I'll just put it in, try and get it right in the middle. Like right there. I think that's roughly where that one ended up. I mean, pretty close. That's a little weird looking. But yeah, that'll be input 1 and input 2 for nitrogen gas. And then input 3 will be on the back. And then the one input for water, because it's just 300, will be right there. And then our other water input will be right there. So there you got 2 water inputs. They can just kind of come right up through there. So that'll be nice and easy. And then let's do, so we got all our pipes and everything figured out. Obviously we got to run all our nitrogen gas from there and our water from down below. But let's get some belts figured out, shall we? So we know that these copper ingots right here are going to feed into these 20 assemblers. So what we're going to do is we're going to give ourselves a nice little splitter right here, right in the middle. We're going to go from here into that splitter. One's going to go there. The other one's going to go down here. Why does it seem like it's on an angle? Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it. Yeah, it's just the way I was looking at it. Okay, so that'll be those copper ingots feeding into those machines there, which I still never actually finished hooking up all the belts and everything for them, but that's okay. We'll do that in the montage. Just like for old time's sake. And then these, like I said earlier, have to get fed into a splitter that's going to feed these lines here. So we're going to grab a splitter right here. Make sure it's lined up there. And then I'm not going to worry about putting one over here. But we'll grab our belt. We'll go like this. Well, turned a little bit. That's okay. Wait, why can't I? Hello? Oh, that's why. Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids. It's gotta go like this. And then we can bring it over. Okay. There you go. Those copper ingots for these steamed copper sheets. And then these steamed copper sheets go over to here. And this is the all-clad aluminum sheet and the steamed copper sheet. So what I'll do is I will set up a splitter system for these. Just like that. And then I'll run the sheets from over there. We'll bring them down along here. You can obviously just turn your belts and everything around. If I hadn't used blueprints, or if I had blueprints that had different facing belt systems, then I could implement those. But since I don't, we gotta do this the old-fashioned way, where it's just gonna run all the way around. And I'm gonna turn this merger to face like that. And there we go. That's gonna be, whoa. Maybe I'll just move that out a little bit. There we go. So this will be our all-clad, sorry, this will be our steam copper sheets. Oops. So let's get that hooked up into there. And then these ones, I'll bring out here a little bit. I'll wait till the night passes to actually set this up for realsies. There we go. We'll get a stack of 3 there. We'll get a stack of 3 here, because the belt's going to be coming around from the back side. So we'll connect these top ones. I'm going to delete the bottom ones. Get that connected up there. That connected up there. Like I said, delete those bottom splitters. We can put a little lift on here. And there we go. Now we can run the aluminum sheet, or the all-clad aluminum sheet from this side. up into the top section here. So I'll just do that while the night passes, and then I'll come back here in the morning, and then just to double check on everything. And then I think we'll be ready to start doing our little pipe montage where we bring over our water and our gas. Guess I got to bring the copper up too, but I may include that in the montage. It might take me like 30 seconds, so I might just skip through that part. But yeah, just finish connecting these belts here. And then your merger line, we're going to do some mergers out off the end here to send this over and hook up with this one. All right, welcome to directly underneath the blenders. We've got this splitter line here for the rubber, which is going into one line, bring it down, splitting it off in each machine. And then our heat sinks come from right there. They're going to come from down below. They go into the opposite part of the blender, or whatever you want to call it. They loop around to the backside, and it is just weird manifold lines I built to feed the system down here. There was nothing too crazy going on numbers wise, no special splitting or anything. Just bringing it all down, and it's all manifold on this one. I'll probably build some more like balanced systems in the future, but for this one and for this series right now, we're just trying to learn the game as best we can, and then we'll try and do some more advanced things in the future. So now all I have to do is connect the rubber line from over there to right here. That heat sink thing is already turned on, ready to go. And then that'll bring us to montage time, where we can run around and place a whole buttload of pipes down, connect up some little bit of power, and then we meet back at the end to turn everything on together. So let me just go ahead and connect these belts up, and then we'll start the montage. That ends the montage. You may have noticed I made a whoopsie by closing the output of the blenders in here, so I just passed them up in between the pipes and over to here. Get myself a nice little length of a Mark 1 pipe just so I can admire when it hits the nice perfect 60 per minute going into the sink. We've got water in the pipes, we've got gas in the pipes, we've got everything hooked up. We, I believe, can turn on the power now. The only thing I need to worry about is having things actually back up properly, because technically I think I hooked up literally everything to power. But so let's just fire it up and we'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and we'll grab a power line from here. And we'll connect it into this free power line here, which I'm pretty sure fires up everybody. No, it does not. Okay. Fires up most of the things. Where didn't I connect? Oh, I didn't connect these two together. Okay, I see. So let's connect you. Give you a power line to there. There. Okay, that still only hooks up part of our factory. We're working on it. What else did I miss? Oh, I forgot to connect my actual refinery. That would be why. Got to do the refineries together. What are you guys connected to? Nothing? Nothing. Okay, well, let's fix that. So we need to get these assemblers hooked up to something. Let's hook them up from... I'll probably hook them up from here. We'll just hook them up to there for now. There we go. So now we're just looking for red lights. Otherwise that means we actually got everyone turned on. People are probably just waiting for things. Yeah, like these guys were waiting for copper ingots, which will be coming out of here. That'll take a minute to get that all backed up anyway. What oh no. Oops. Oh, that's going to be a mess. Okay, well, give me a second to get this fixed. Made a whoopsie. Alright, that was definitely an annoying problem to fix. I had to take out the belts and put in new ones like 3 times just to get rid of all the copper ore that was stuck in the machines. But yeah, now everything is hooked up and running. It's not balanced out yet, so before we end, I'm just going to let the time pass overnight here where the machines will hopefully balance out, because I don't think anything's actually reached the blenders yet. They're all still yellow. So I'm going to let the night pass, let things kind of start backing up as they need to. Like once the copper ore finally catches up and the aluminum sheets and everything. And then we'll meet back here in the morning to see our cooling units coming out. Oh, there might be the first one coming out now. Let's just go take a little quick little peek. Oh no, did I miss it? Did I miss it? What time I missed it? There it is. Okay, cool. Awesome. There's our first one rolling out. Pretty cool. I'm actually going to take it. It's mine now. Okay, so I'll see you guys when the sun comes up. Hopefully things are balanced out by then. Alright, the sun is up. We're looking balanced. I'm seeing green lights everywhere. I'm seeing cooling systems going into an awesome sync. It's just shy of 60 per minute right now because I think the blenders just kind of are balancing themselves out right now. Everything else is kind of working, I believe. I'm seeing full pipes on everything for everybody, which is good. And we see 60 cooling systems per minute coming in. Man, it's getting real laggy around here, but man, those look pretty cool. You can kind of like actually see like the heat sink parts kind of on the side there. And I think it looks really cool. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me for another episode. Hopefully it was a easy one to follow along with if you're in your first time building cooling systems. Like I said earlier, if you're looking to obviously these aren't from scratch, so if you're looking to be able to put the rest of these builds together to get to this point, you've got the whole series to work your way through if you want to. But yeah, I really appreciate the support from everybody, and I will see you guys in the next one.